where's my dearest Sue?
I'm coming in.
Oh, okay.
Here I am.
Ah, there you are. And how many people? I'm just going to go through. We are at 48 participants. I think we're there. I think people are showing up now. Ooh, do I see someone walking behind Carol there? Was that Jules? Or maybe that was the Jean-Claude. But anyhow, okay. Everybody, we're now getting to the Green Party, and Sue's been working with at the national level of the Green Party with their banking committee. And this is the U.S. Green Party, make that little note. And the floor is yours, Sue. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Steve. Really glad to be able to share this experience with you in the Green Party and monetary reform. I have some slides, I'm gonna bring them up. I'm gonna share the screen. Aha, okay, I think this might work. Okay. Tell me if you can see them.
Yes.
Oh, great, great. And if I put it into slideshow, okay, I'm going to try to put it into slideshow. How's that? Can you see that?
Yes.
Very nice.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to give you a brief history of how this Banking and Monetary Reform Committee at the national level of the Green Party, a standing committee, where it came from, because it's fairly new, okay? And our mission is to shed light on the truth about money so people can fix it. So this very grassroots approach, and I'm basically a grassroots person. I believe very fundamentally that one has to educate people in a democracy, and that will protect our new monetary system. Okay, so let me see how I do this. Okay, hey, it's working. Okay, this is our sort of a logo for the Green Party Banking Committee. And banks create bank money whenever they make a loan, and the rest of you destroy each other and the planet in order to repay them. And okay, I want to give you a brief history of how greening the dollar plank in our national platform got in there. And greening the dollar is basically the NEED Act, okay? And Green Party US is, as far as I know, the only party in the country that has sovereign money in it as part of the platform. So between 2000 and 2010, due to Stephen Zarlanga and the AMI, real monetary reform was written into our platform called Greening the Dollar. And these two Greens from Missouri, the Missouri State Party, Ben Gelsis and Dee Berry, they met Stephen, they listened to him. They met him giving talks a couple of times over the years, and they were really struck by his message. And they decided they were going to get monetary reform, real monetary reform, into the platform, work at it. It takes work because you have to educate enough of the state party national committee representatives to get it passed into the platform. The Green Party is composed of state parties that send representatives to a national committee that decides on the platform. So Ben said, the Greens have a systems approach and the AMI message can contribute tremendously. And Dee said, the monetary system is an invisible system. People are made to think they can't understand it. And this, I think that refers to our educational system, which doesn't teach it. Okay, so in Greening the Dollar plank, we have the 3 legs of monetary reform. Number 1, the US Treasury buys the 12 Fed banks. Number 2, the accounting rules are changed and banks no longer create bank money. And 3, Congress authorizes the creation of all new money as an asset to the nation. The Treasury uses it to pay expenses. 25% is given as grants. 25% of the new money is given as grants to states. The state governments decide how that's going to be used. And also interest-free loans are given not only to states, but to municipalities. Okay, that's what's there. Now, they're trying to get it into the platform. It didn't get into the platform till 2012, okay? In September 2011, Occupy Wall Street erupted, and the same month, Dennis Kucinich entered the NEED Act into Congress. Very bravely, he was very brave. And the NEED Act, HR 2990, is equivalent, Greening the Dollar is equivalent to the NEED Act. Both of them have come from the work of the American Monetary Institute. And that's another thing I want everybody to keep in mind. The focus of the AMI has been the history and nature of money, how important it is to understand the history. I always feel like I can't understand the present unless I understand the history, how we got here. And it helps you see where to go. Okay. So how is, you know, at this point, the Greening the Dollar plank was in the national platform, but there wasn't any committee, banking committee or anything like that. So what happened? So activities happened between December of 2017, the end of 2017, until March of 2019. March 2019, we became a standing committee of the National Green Party. But there was all this stuff going on for over a year. I want to tell you about. So December of 2017, a Green Party state party submitted amendments on behalf of MMT to the GPUS national platform. It was around, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, it was a lot, a massive amount of amendments. All of them were focused on removing from the platform the power of our government to create money debt-free as an asset to our nation. It was quite, I found it, my opinion, found it quite dramatic. You know, if someone had asked me, I would say it's a little overkill. You know, it's so clear what you're doing, but they did it. So what happened? July and August of the following year was when the National Committee considered amendments to the platform. So these amendments came up, and there was quite a bit of discussion on the National Committee list. There were advisors from both sides, the MMT side, the American Monetary Institute side, and great on that all of these amendments were defeated. Not one of them passed. And the state party that introduced these amendments, their representatives didn't even vote. I think they sort of felt a little bit side blinded. And I just want to tell you a personal experience. So during all of this controversy and discussion back and forth and on the National Committee and, you know, finally the voting, I got a phone call from another Green who I didn't know. Her name was Rita Jacobs. Rita called me up and she said, I see you on the national committee. She said, you know, I'm retired, but I've been a lawyer for the IRS for many years. And I'll tell you that taxes pay our expenses. And she said, you know, and she said this quite directly. She said, you know, I think we need a standing committee in our party to explain to the party what greening the dollar is all about and why it's so important. And that's how this standing committee began. And in March of 2019, we got all of the steps together and we became a standing permanent committee. And today we do education, outreach, and promotion. I'm going to show you some of the things we're involved in. And we're doing a lot. There's a lot of enthusiasm in the group, a lot of work. So first we have this website, greensformonetaryreform.org. Now this website was created by a group of people who met at an AMI conference somewhere around 2015, where Steven Zarlenga had invited the Green Party members to come at a discount. So I think 40% of the people at that conference that year in Chicago were Green Party members. And Howie Hawkins was giving a keynote speech on the history of third parties in the 19th century, which were greenback parties, most of them. And because of that conference and our meeting, we started working on this website. And I just want to show you so you have access to the information and you can share this with your friends. I just want to show you one thing. This is the website, right? So it has.
But we don't see the website with you unless you switch screens. You would have to stop
you can't
sharing.
see it? You can't see it, right?
No, we still see
on.
your PowerPoint.
Hold on, let me try. See if this works. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the website. It has if it's for introductory people who don't understand money, and it's written very simply. We said to ourselves at the very beginning, keep it simple. So we have a homepage explaining the Green Party greening the dollar, HR 2990. Then we explain the problem, we explain the solution and the transition from the problem. How do you get there? On this also is our newsletter, the second clip. So if you click on the newsletter, this is our monthly newsletter, Greening the Dollar, the newsletter of the Banking and Monetary Reform Committee. And we have articles. Our members create articles every month. If you go down to the bottom of each newsletter, we have archives and you can go back and look at the articles and from past months. So that's a resource. And the other resource I want to show you on this website is the history. Like I said, to me, understanding the history is so important to understanding the present. If you go to the history, you will be able to access these class materials, and you can go in and with your friends or by yourself or whatever, go in and deep dive into some of this history. Like for instance, Triumph of the Bankers, the Federal Reserve. So there's PowerPoints you can go to, explain it. There's a recording of the class. This was a class. And there's sources. These are sources that you can read. Some of them are only found in libraries. I spent a lot of time in libraries. The librarians were very nice. New York, the public library in New York is fantastic, you know. So that's another resource on this website. Then I'm gonna go back, stop share, go back to my presentation. And okay, so slideshow from current slide. Okay, so there's our newsletter, and then we reach out to state parties to educate them about this topic and at the platform. And this is a picture of our committee. We presented to the Michigan State Party recently, and this is a screen from Howard Schweitzer's presentation, his great information. And so we're educating, as you know, we need to get people to understand. And then, and then this is, I love this. These are things that come up in the committee. Recently, U.S. Representative Gregory Meek, New York State Representative, said to Federal Reserve Chair Powell, small business can't qualify for debt. They need equity, not debt, right? This is a crisis right now, right, in this country. And of course, Chairman Powell's answer was, debt is what we do. That's all we have, you know. And this is someone that we respect very much, Dr. Frederick Soddy. The money power is nothing more nor less than a new technique designed to create and destroy money by adding and withdrawing figures in bank ledgers without the slightest concern for the interests of the community. And I love this quote because it always reminds me of Stephen Zarlenga. Because what always struck me about Stephen was that his work was so much for the benefit of mankind. And I think that's what always made me feel connected to him and to his work. And this is just a kind of funny thing to end on. This is, you know, a borrower. He's obviously said something to the bank, and the bank guy is saying, usury is not a free word, Mr. Williams. I love that. And that's the end.
Nice job.
If this video is helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for new video notifications. Please consider donating at monetary.org/donate. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter at AMI Monetary or on our website